connect, serve, and grow is what you can expect at the House of Reconciliation. Leadership, community, education, wellness, and participation is part of our plan for your spiritual growth and success. Family and faith is a core value for the House of Reconciliation, working to help people find their purpose. Want to make an impact in the kingdom? Ready to tap into your future? Meet us at the House Sundays with Pastor Reginald Campbell, www.houseofreconciliation.org.
When you sow seeds and pass out cards and invite people, don't ever think you're just wasting your time. You're planting a seed that that person may go to social media. They may actually come in person, because the word is tremendous. The ministry is a satellite that's going to be built, and it's not going to grow without people. You know, a bucket full of knowledge and nowhere to put it. Okay, now you can close that one. I want to welcome all of you in and thank you. We're starting a little early. I always have a perception. The quicker we get it, the quicker we can go home. I want to thank all of those that are joining us from the Greenwood campus and those that are here for the in-person at the Greenville campus, and of course to our virtual campus and to all of our global connections and partners. We do thank you and hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And as we prepare for the holidays and across the country, it's starting to get a little cold, a little rainy, and so it's changing the mood of people. So this evening we want to revisit some things and add some things. We began the conversation of so goes the mind, so goes the money. And we talked about mastering you will make you money. And we're going to dig a little bit deeper into that. But here's the thing I think it is for the night. Who rules your money? Your past or your future? That should equal your destiny. So when we look at the scripture that we received on Sunday, Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 12, it says, for wisdom is a defense. We have to protect our plan. It goes back to, let me see if I can find it real quick. Proverbs 21 and 5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to an abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. Here's the problem. Most people want things, but never want the instructions of how things work. So what I want to share with you is who rules your money, your past or your present. We have to understand Ecclesiastes 7 and 12, for wisdom is a defense. What does that mean? I saw the report that the economy, the feds did not raise the rates, but 0.5 or something. 0.5, just a fraction of a percent. And so notice this, when I said wisdom, we're about 2 weeks away from several $billion being spent in the economy because of the holiday season. Why wouldn't people tell you it's safe to spend your money when we already have the reports of major industries that are billion-dollar corporations are going to begin a layoff in first quarter? Wouldn't it kind of sound like we're going to make you think everything's okay? You'll go ahead and spend your money, and then come January 1st, 5th, or 6th, now all of a sudden companies start talking about laying off. Now, each one of these companies that are talking about laying off are billion-dollar companies, because they have to justify whether they either accomplish something in fourth quarter or how are they going to make adjustment in first quarter, especially if you're an investor. So Ecclesiastes 7 and 12 said, for wisdom is defense. If you don't understand that on every corner that you turn in your life, that someone's trying to get you to spend your money, and if you don't have the knowledge and the wisdom, which is discipline, you will spend every penny you have, all because of fool's gold. We can say what we want to say. Winter is coming. The temperature is dropping tonight. Winter is coming. So there are some people, oh, it's spring. It's spring in Africa, but it's winter in the U.S. So here's what it says. For wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. What will protect your assets as you move forward? This is the whole point of a good, solid college education. This is the whole point of certifications. This is the whole point of having a strong skill base. What will protect your assets? If you spend all your money and run up your credit cards, spend all your cash, all your bonus, we're a couple weeks away from tax season, you spend all that, what will carry you when things change? The only people secure are the people that are already dead. No one else can lie to them. No one else can say to them, you're safe. And then come the 10th of January, well, we're going to have to make changes. We're going to phase out this apartment 25%. We're going to outsource this. So where's your wisdom to protect your assets? So here's what it says. For wisdom is a defense, money is a defense, but the excellence of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to them that have it. This is a time, and people say, well, it's tough, it's bad. This is a time to start building your brand and doing the work. You cannot get a contract. You cannot build something and meet the need of your client or your customer the next day. You have to do, and I've said this before, pre-work. So here's the catch. I want you to write this down for those that are writing. The thought of chasing perfection is a very dangerous thing. Some people cannot build anything because of this term, what is it, ODC, OCD? I'm OCD. No, you're not. You're only OCD about things that you want to be OCD about. Because there are plenty of things that you're not, because you're trying to be perfect. So I'm talking to those who don't think that they make mistakes. The thought of chasing perfection is a very dangerous thing. Guess why? It's never achievable. No one will ever achieve perfection. I watched the football team. I can't think of it. Maybe it was around Thanksgiving. They played one of the most best games I've ever seen them play. They excelled. They reached a new height. But I'm going to show you something that's missing. But every individual who chases consistency has an awesome chance of achieving it. When you chase perfection, it's too high, and you're going to let yourself down. When you chase consistency, it's not that much between a 95 and a 93. It's not that much between a 90 and an 88. That's consistency. When I talk to those in higher education, and when people were trying to pass tests and do this, and they just was very, very blunt. They said the average person who retakes certain tests will only score 2 to 3 points above what they had taken originally. I thought you could jump up 25 points. They was like, no, because you're using the same information that you have been using the same time, and that's how you process it. So I'm thinking, oh, well, if the benchmark is 80 and you made a 70, you can catch up. The likelihood of you passing is almost impossible to get those 10 points. Am I right? Yes, I know. Don't be ashamed now. I'm the only one on camera. Don't be ashamed now. People encourage you and patting you on the back, or, yeah, you go ahead and take it again. I'm like, why don't we just tell the person, getting that other 10 is going to be really, really hard. Because if it's not there, you can miss by 1 or 2. But you can't miss above 7 or more. Am I correct? Okay, thank you. See, nobody, then look at him, man. He just ain't even in 3rd grade. I'm like, yo. Okay, he got a new haircut. Okay. I think the wind blew between his ears. Don't chase perfection. It's a very dangerous thing. It's never achievable. The time it isn't. So don't try to hang out with people who are trying to be perfect. We're human. We are subject to mistakes. Here is what we can achieve. But every individual who chases consistency has an awesome chance to achieve it. Here is tonight's word: resilience. As we go through this month, as we deal with struggling between the sale and it's only one left. I was online looking at some things, and every time I looked at it, it said one left. 3 weeks later, it still has up there one left. So what they're trying to do psychologically is tell you, you need to spend your money. But here is my problem. You are a custom design place. It's okay, that's my watch. That's one witness. You are a custom design place. How can this be the last one when you make every jacket according to custom? See, people will manipulate you, and you will let down your resilience. You see, because right now, and this is not going to sound good, but it's true. Right now, 99.9% of all companies are looking out for themselves. And here is the truth. They need your money to finish out their year. That's when the economy is going great. Am I right? When people are spending money and buying and buying. Nobody talks about saving. Spend, 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 spend. Then they send lobbyists to Congress to change rules so they can have loopholes. And if you notice, your tax refund keeps going down every year. They wanted to get to a point that you don't receive anything. You pay without a return. But that didn't go over well. Hello, somebody. Resilience. This is the time to plant your feet and become solid in your life, in your spiritual relationship, and with God. Here's what it says: the capacity to withstand. Don't be so easily fooled, trapped, impulse buying. The capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties or toughness. If we're going to make it through until we get to March or April, it's going to take some resilience. If you know where we are, if we get a little snow, a little ice, everything's going to be shut down for 3 or 4 days. If you've used up all of your sick days, if you've used up all your vacation time, and your company is shutting down for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, none of your bills are going to wait. It's amazing how they can owe you. I actually sent my CPA something today, and I said, I'm still out here waiting on this boat. Okay, because South Carolina took their money like immediately. So they're quick to take and slow to give. So if you don't have resilience and you give everything that you have earned back into a system, what, my brothers and sisters, are going to defend you? Because maybe you don't know it, but credit cards has a limit. And when you max them out, you're going to be in line with a bucket full of stuff. And you're going to get to the register. And it ain't going to be a good moment. And then when somebody else here, now this is where the problem starts, that your card and your cards have been declined, and other people come over there and start taking things out your buggy because it was down to 2, it's going to be an altercation in the store. It's bad to be declined and fighting. The ability of substance or object to spring back into shape, you have to have what is the word? Elasticity? Okay, y'all say that word. I didn't throw it up. Thank you, because psychology says resilience is the ability to cope mentally. They say it's the last jacket. They say, I better get it. It's in my size. It's hard to find my size. No, it's not. Not unless you got a 12X. Well, if it's a 12X, we. Well, now somebody else said that. But psychological resilience is the ability to cope mentally and emotionally with a crisis. We're going to have to develop for your goals and your dreams to be achieved. We have to become resilient. You have to protect your plan, protect your mind. You can't go off of everybody's opinion. You can't let someone else's ignorance hinder your growth. Well, I heard they said he was picking in his nose. And they said she ain't got no car. What's going on with them? And you sitting over there with no lights. But am I making sense? See, resilience goals mean you have to resist letting some people poison you. You have to resist that conversation. You have to resist that group of negative people in high school. You have to resist, oh, you look at you, dummy, stupid. Listen, you live in a hut and I live in a 5,000 square foot house, and I'm supposed to feel bad about myself because you riding a tricycle and I'm riding an electric bike. You better kick rocks. Resilience. Because the biggest trick of people is to tear you down mentally and to deposit things in you that they know is not true. Yes. And then here's the point: when you're on their level, because they had no bottom, you sinking below them. And then you standing around talking about, well, they said, I heard that Big Lip Willie, and he was out there with Cephas. Did you see anything? No, that's just what they told me. Pay your bill. Listen. Okay, I'm going to give y'all this. Psychologically, now I hope you're writing this. Resilience is the ability to cope mentally. Look at somebody and say, it's going to be tough, but you're built for it. The problem is you're only trying to use one of your resources, and that's your emotions. You're built for it. Psychologically, you have the strength spiritually. That's why the Bible says wisdom is a defense. You can't believe everything everybody is saying. You can't believe there's only one coat left, one pair of shoes. I got to get them shoes, Cletus. And then people will come and poison you. You know why? You're on the tracks. People on the tracks are not poisoning people off the tracks. People on the tracks are moving. And you have to be aware when people come to you, what he said, they can't give you no name, they can't tell you who they were. I tell people, when you say that, bring them on. Let's have a conversation. I don't want to say nothing. Oh, Lord. Then why are you talking? Yeah, why? So now I'm saying psychologically, resilience is the ability to cope mentally. So part of your journey, you're going to have some mental challenges. You're going to have some weak moments. You're going to have some emotional outbursts. It says psychologically, resilience is the ability to cope mentally. You quit praying for stuff. Lord, let it be in the store when I get there. Ooh, Jesus, I know it's your will, Father, in the name of Jesus. And Brother Sugarfoot, Lord, I know if it's there, I know you held it just for me, Jesus. And you about to spend your last bit of money trying to get a bicycle that was bought overseas for $2, and you finna pay $280 for it and have given somebody else profit. But you thanking the Lord. The Lord don't do stuff like that. Here is the goal. Psychologically, resilience is the ability to cope mentally or emotionally with a crisis or return to pre-crisis status quickly. That's what the Bible talks about, having a defense. I can't let you contaminate me because I'm on the tracks. You're off the tracks. You're not in the game. You're hating on the company, and I still have a job. Hello, somebody. You done hated me the whole time, and I done paid off my debt. But because you're off the tracks. And so when you're off the tracks, you have an immense amount of pressure and struggle. Now, here's the kicker, because we're almost ready to go home. Why drain your brain on someone who never plans to use theirs? Have you not had a conversation with a person and you were giving them adequate facts? I don't believe that. You want to believe stupid. So why drain your brain on someone who never plans to use theirs? Here's a quote. Don't make permanent decisions because of temporary situations. Now, let me tell you what this particular person said. I'm not going to call their name, but I'm going to give you this fact. It was eye-opening to me. The opinions of others doesn't make deposits. The bank only takes substance. Some people are trying to deposit negativity in your life. And that negativity does not have a withdrawal slip. You let it in, it plans to stay. You've got to see yourself as a bank of opportunity. You have to see yourself as a product of a lender of God. And you cannot allow people off the tracks, can't stay on the tracks, can't get on the tracks, to knock you off the tracks, because the only reason they have time to talk to you is because you've taken your eyes off your journey. You've taken your eyes off your goal. You've taken your eyes off of what your achievement is. Because when you're in the trenches, you're not getting praise. You don't see you're digging out, building out. You don't see it when you're trying to get your credit score from 500 to 600. Nobody's cheering for you. That's a lonely, dark period when you're grinding and the doctor told you you need to lose 20 pounds and you happy over losing 3. The people off the tracks don't have nowhere to go. And the reason they can talk to you is because you slowed down and gave that person, I almost said a word, your attention. You've got to defend your source of where you're going. You never should be ashamed of having a difficult time, because that difficult times mean you're digging through, you haven't quit, and you're going to be resilient. And I can't let you over here with nowhere to go, not a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of and a dog to catch it, to run it around the corner to give it to the squirrels. I can't let you get in my head. I can't let you get in my head. Because you're allowing people who are trying to deposit something in you to infect you. If you ever got a small cut, and you didn't pay no attention, then it got infected, then you got to go to the doctor. Some people are parasites. There ain't nothing good coming out of their mouth. As we move through here in December, and as we're getting ready for January cold, you can't let people take your downtime to poison you. I'm going to close on this note. Put in the work. You will have something to withdraw from the bank, from your life. Put in the work. Cut down your complaints. Put in the work. You're still on the tracks. You're still moving. Because the person who's trying to deposit something negative in you, you can't make a withdrawal out of it, because anything you pull from it is going to be a negative. Have you ever thought about it that way? When you let people who are negative always want to deposit something, they're trying to confuse you so you don't work on your destiny. And let me make it plain. It can be from the pulpit to the janitor. It can be your supervisor. Well, why would he say anything bad about me? Because he heard them mentioning your name. The enemy hears your name in the atmosphere before it ever comes to you. And if your ears are so full of he said, she said, they said, what if, I heard, I think, remember, stay away from illusions, imagination, hallucination, and hypothetical thinking. You have to have a godly defense to protect your spirit, and you're going to need money to protect your visions. I hope, because I don't want to deal with this other one. We'll deal with this one on Sunday. It's called fake reality. We'll deal with that on Sunday. Because that's what happens to people on the side of the road. They have a they think they moving. They still in the same spot with the same problem, with the same debt, with the same issues, with even more issues. Because parasites don't die. They continue to breed. And so now you're having someone with a parasitical kind of mindset trying to stop you and break you from what God is delivering from you. This is why the Bible said, write it down, have a plan. When you accomplish something, it is not that you are bragging. Put it on paper, because I guarantee you, within 36 hours, here comes Satan. He want to whisper to you. He want to send old big lip Charlie. What you think? You think you all that? You rich? No, I'm still trying to make it. And if I'm listening to you, I have stopped my train. I am not stopping my train moving forward. Don't stop the train, because put in the work. You'll have something to withdraw. And the people who tried to poison you will be sitting on the tracks again, trying to poison the next person. God bless you. See you soon. As the old church would say, I hope something was said this evening